couple commands from this sheet we'll look today. If you look at the middle row, it says on the left one, Al-Mudare. So far we have studied something which was part of the Al-Madi, but today we are going to learn Al-Mudare. What is Al-Mudare? Al-Mudare is simply present and future tense combined. In Arabic, we have two tenses only. In English, we have past tense, present tense, and future tense. In Arabic grammar, we have past tense, which is same as Madi, okay? But present and future are combined in the same word. But when we use that word in the sentence, then based on the context, we distinguish if we are talking about present tense or future tense. So combined of those two is called Al-Mudare. And that is the second row, the middle row of that, okay? So I'm going to take just 3 words from here because we will learn 1 or 2 words at a time and use them for proper understanding. So the next box, which says number 7 on the top, is the one. Let's look at that first one. We are following these 3 letters, Fa'ala, and the meaning is, English meaning is to do, okay? So we learned how to make the past tense from here. Today we'll learn how to make the present and future. So very simple case is that if I use a letter Ya in the beginning with a Fataha, and then take these 3 letters, Fa, Ain, and Lam, and combine them, okay? And the harakat will be that on Fa, if I put a sukoon or a jazm and pronounce Yaf, then if Zabar, Yaf-a, and last letter Pesh, Yaf-alu. Just by adding this Ya in the beginning of these 3 letters, very important. In the Madi, in the past tense, we add the letters after. But in the present and future, Mudare, we add some letters in the beginning. So if I add this one letter, Ya, in Urdu we say Ye, but pronounce this A, so this becomes the grammar of third person he, and present tense does, okay? It also means he will do. So this has both meanings here. He will do. So in this sentence, we will distinguish which one we want to use. So that is the simplest form, okay? Then I want to jump to the one box, leaving one box in between, box number 9. If you look, there is a ta in the beginning with a fataha or a zabar. Rest of the formation is same, and pronunciation is this time taf'alu, okay? Just by putting this ta in the beginning, this becomes the grammar of you, one person, singular. You, one, do. Or for the future, the same word will be used, you, one person, will do, okay? So both of these is one word only, tafalu. One more word. If I put an alif in the beginning and put a zabar on it, and rest of the words are same, and that's the box leaving one after that, which is number 11. So this is afalu. Okay, very important. This becomes the grammar of I do. And when we start using the verses of the Quran, it will become very clear. I do or I will do. Okay. Very easy to remember. Usually the grammarians say, if you remember the word yata, ya, ta, and alif. That's all you need to remember. Also, for those people who, Urdu speaking people, as you pointed out, ta is used for tu or tum. Hai? So this ta is bringing the meaning of you, tu or tum. Huh? Alif is like I, okay? So I do. Just to remember that if in the Quran, when you see three letters written together and there is an alif or ta or ya in the beginning, ya is third person ye or he. Okay? So this is very basic. If we remember, we don't need to memorize because there will be so much repetition of these three words in the Quran, in the verses of the Quran, that you will start focusing on these things. So just keep these things in mind, okay? And I want to bring one more, and then we will take some verses of the Quran and do a breakdown of those. In this one, in these sheets I gave you, these boxes I pointed out on this sheet here, if you look at, there are box number 1, 2, 3, 4 circles on the top. On the second page is box number has a 5 in a circle, okay? And the word underneath says preposition, okay? I want to write down a couple of those or 3 or 4 of those prepositions, and then we will use them today, okay? So the very first thing which it says there, preposition, is a letter ba or be with a zer under there. So this is be, this. The meaning of this is with, okay? In English, with is a preposition, okay? Now let's look another one, this today that we will be using some of those, fi. Fi means in, okay? And then there is this one, lam with a zer, li. This means for in English, okay? And I think for these 3 are enough for today. And actually min, one more. Min means from. And these are mostly you will see in the Quran, okay? So just keep these. In Arabic, these are called harf jar. And in English, they are called preposition. Okay. And what is preposition in English? It defines the position of one thing with respect to the other thing. If I say book on the table, then I'm defining book and table, but I'm defining the position of the book. If I'm saying under the table, something is under the table, I'm defining the position of that thing beneath, okay? So position, preposition, the words, okay? In Arabic, they are called harf jar. And these are the 4 letters. Mostly they will be used when we study today. So keep these 4 in mind and some of this grammar here, okay? And then we will take some verses of the Quran today, starting from the very beginning, okay? Yesterday, we focused on the word al. Al means the, okay? The brings the exclusiveness, okay? So if you have hamdun, which means to tarif or praise or something, hamdun, it is a noun. But as soon as you put al, it does 2 things. It changes, al means the. So it changes the meaning to a specific thing, but a sign of al is that it removes one pesh on the last letter. Always last letter. You have to look at the last letter and see what is happening to that. So the final word is become alhamdu, okay? If it was kitabun, Always, first time when you make a noun, it has two pesh at the end. Kitabun. When you put al before that, it becomes al-kitabu, the book. Okay. Now what I want to do, I want to put a fi before that. Fi is a harf jar. Harf jar here means in. Okay. So what I'm saying there is something in the book. Okay. Fi in al-kitabu, the book. But harf jar does something else also. What harf jar does, it will look at the word which is coming after it, and it will look at the last letter, and it says last letter has a pesh on it. Harf jar will say, my characteristic is that I don't like pesh. I'm going to change this to a zer. So very first thing harf jar will do, it will look at the next noun, and noun will always have either one pesh or two pesh. If it is hamdun, it has two pesh. If it is alhamdu, it has one pesh. Or okay. So as soon as harf jar comes, it will change this pesh one to one zer. If there are two pesh, it will change to two zers. Okay. Very important things. We will see this throughout the Quran. Okay. Okay. Now what it says. Now if you try to pronounce fi and al-kitabi, okay, typically you are going to lose your breath in between. You have to say fi al-kitabi. So Arabs, what they did, it says, in order to speak faster, if we throw away this alif here, because alif just is a sound, okay, and they say combine, and also throw away the sound of ya. So fa combined, fe combined with lam. Fil kitabi. It becomes faster to pronounce. It looks much more smoother. Instead of saying fi al kitabi, okay, fil kitabi. So this is second thing will happen. When you combine the harf jar, you can look at the unnecessary letters, because alif and ye both are just the sounds. You don't need the sound of a, I, u to pronounce. You say fil kitabi, in the book. Okay. So this is the characteristic of harf jar. Okay. So now let's look at some simple ayat of the Quran. First of all, let's look at this three letters. Ain, Waw, and Zal. Okay. 99% words start with three letters. These three letters have a meaning. And meaning you will have to always look in the dictionary, or for Urdu speaking, a lot of words are common in Urdu. The meaning of these three letters is to seek protection. So the meaning is to seek or to look for protection or refuge. Okay. If you are looking protection with somebody or something, these are the three letters. Ain, Waw, Zal. Okay. You have to pronounce them separately. They have no connection with one another. They are written as capital letters. Now we just learned these three letters, Fa, Ain, and Lam. Okay. So when I put an alif in the beginning and pronounce Afu-a-lu, this means I do, right? This alif we just learned brings the meaning of I and present tense or future tense. So I'm going to apply this template on these three letters. Okay, so I'm going to put alif in the beginning, which is this alif with a zabar. These three letters, Ain, Waw, and Zal. Okay, now what is on the first letter? Sukoon, right? What is on the second letter? Zabar. What is on the third letter? Pesh. Pronounce this thing. wa zu. Wa zu doesn't sound very good, okay? Arabs will adjust the sound. How would they do? First of all, remember that I mentioned that there are these three letters, alif, waw, and ya. These are called weak letters or huruf illat. The sound of alif is zabar. The sound of waw is pesh. And sound of ya is zair. Okay, and this is okay. Now notice that waw sounds good with pesh. Okay, but here unfortunately waw have a zabar on it. Okay, so it's a very mismatching. So what they did, now look what I'm doing here. I'm going to keep this alif as it is there. Then I'm going to take this ain, waw, and zal. Okay, zal has pesh. I'm going to switch these two around with one modification. This sukoon I'm going to bring on here, and the sound of waw is pesh, so I'm going to put that there. Now see how easy you pronounce it. All the time we say a'udhu, a'udhu billahi. What is the meaning? I seek protection, because alif is for I, present tense. Now a'udhu billah, a'udhu, simple meaning is I, easy to pronounce, a'udhu instead of a'awazu. Okay, a'udhu, smooth. So these kind of adjustments are done in the language.
So can I ask a question?
Sure.
If you put alif, it's I seek protection.
Yeah.
If you put ta, you seek protection.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you put
But
ya.
yeah, the reason I picked that, these are the words we use all the time. Yeah, exactly. You do that thing, but it is not in Quran basically. You know? I'm picking the words A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. So this is the very first word that we learn when we speak. Okay, so A'udhu, I seek protection. Now I keep saying I seek protection. What I'm doing, I'm using the present tense. Okay. So if you are standing in the Salat and you are saying A'udhu, you're not saying I will seek protection tomorrow. I'm seeking protection now. So I have both meanings, but the meaning which is appropriate, I will use that. So I'm using present tense meaning, even though it also means future tense. Okay, so a'udhu. Okay, now let's look at the word again. We have this word. We studied this word yesterday, how this is created. Allah, who, last letter was a pesh, right? Allahu. Now I'm going to put be with that. Be means with, okay? Now, so first thing the harfijar will do, it will look at the next word, it will look at the last letter, it say there is a pesh here. It says I don't like pesh. Okay, it say I'll change this to zair. Okay. Now it says I want to read these together. So it says this alif doesn't mean anything. I'm going to throw away this sound of this alif. Okay, you leave it written there. Okay, but you are saying billahi, with Allah. Okay, so what we are saying, a'udhu billahi, I seek protection. With, be is important thing. Some translators, Urdu translators, they translate from here. Okay, you're seeking protection with someone, not from someone. Okay, that's opposite meaning. So important thing, be is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which means I'm going under the protection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. A'udhu billahi. So these are the two words. Okay, now let's look as we are doing. Okay, let's look at this one word, sheen, ta, and noon. These are the root letters. Okay, and these are someone who is very disobedient, someone is not listening to you, someone who is rebelling all the time. These are three root letters for that. Okay, when we make a noun of these, the noun is made by this way. You put a ya before this first letter and pronounce it as shay, and put an alif in between, ta, noon. Okay. Rule of making the noun is always last letter will have two pesh on it. So the word is shaitanun. Shaitanun is the one who is rebelling. Okay. Now, anybody can rebel. Anybody can be shaitan. A child can be a shaitan. Okay, because we say all the time. Okay, but as soon as you put al before that, now this becomes a proper noun. Not anybody. One unique, specific one. And this title is the title for Iblis. Okay. Now, what is al going to do? As soon as you put al means the. You look at the last letter. It says two pesh. It says I don't like two pesh. I'm going to change this to one. That's the characteristic of al. Now, when you pronounce these together, separately they are al-shaytano. But sheen, when it comes before lam in the tajweed, it kills the sound of lam. And it makes its own sound twice. So its pronunciation is ash shaytanu. You have to make sure you pronounce the full word. Ash, because you're combining this now alif with the sheen. Lam is not playing any role but has to be written there. Okay. Ash shaytanu. Important thing is last letter is shaytanu. Now put this other harf jar min before that. Min means from. Okay. What is first thing min is going to do? Its characteristic is that it will look at the next word out after that, which is a noun. It will look at the last letter. It says there is a pesh. I don't like this pesh. I change this to zero. That's what we just did in billahi. Al-billahu became billahi. So harf jar, all of them will do that. They will look at the last, they will come, first of all, they will come before the word. Then they will look at the last letter of the noun, change pesh to a zer. Now, still two separate words, min, and this now became ash-shaytani. Now read them together. Same thing, when we combine meen, noon with this sheen, okay, you have to make, for the tajweed reason, a minor rearrangement is that you have to change this sukoon to a zabar. So now it is mi, nash. Alif is gone, lam is gone. Noon has to join with this sheen. Me, if I leave it there, you cannot do that. You cannot combine a sukoon with another word. So a letter has to have a harkat, and let's put a harkat there, zabar. We just replace there. So it becomes mi, nash, Shaitani, from the devil or from the shaitan.
In this case, the noon, there's alif. Alif still has the
Zabar. Okay, so in writing what we do, we put a small swad on it. Okay, what is this small swad? When we get rid of the sound of alif, we put a small swad. This vertical line with a small swad is called Hamzatul Wasal. Okay, why? Do you know the word wasal? It is used in some songs also. Wasal means to join two things. Wasal means to join two things together. So what we are doing, we are joining the min and with this ash-shaytanu by sacrificing this alif in between. So we are sacrificing the alif, so instead of zabar on the alif, we put a small swad. This is big swad and this is a small swad, right? So once we put on this a small swad, this is not called alif anymore. This is called Hamzatul Wasal. Wasal is from joining. So we joined two words, sacrificed something in between, and its name also changed. So it became Hamzatul. So if you're reading the Usmani Quran, in Indo-Pak Quran, they just simply take this alif zabar out of there. Don't leave anything, just a vertical line. But if you're reading the Usmani script, they put a small swad there, okay, which is saying don't read this alif anymore.
So from meaning point of view, whether you read minash shaitan or min al shaitan, same thing.
Meaning will not change. You can actually, for the teaching purpose, you can tell the child min al shaitani,
From the shaitan.
from the shaitan, meaning is there, okay? It is the tajweed and beautification of the pronunciation, okay? Try to say min al shaitani, okay? Instead of that, minash shaitani, okay? So it speeds up, brings the smoothness, and that's the quality of the language. And Quran is Fus'ha. It has both the excellence of the language as well as excellence of the speech, both, okay? So
What is it called? Fus'ha?
Fus'ha is called the classical Arabic language. Fus'ha, fa, swad, ha. Fus'ha. Okay. Fasih. Fasih or baligh. Fasih means very literary.
Yeah, literally. Fasih
Okay.
Urdu, Fasih English.
Yeah, this is the same word. Fus'ha, Quranic language. What they speak nowadays in the streets, that's slang. Okay.
Colloquial.
Colloquial language. Okay. This is Fus'ha. It has the excellence of the language and excellence of the speech, both of them. So now, A'udhu billahi, I seek protection with Allah. Minash shaitani, from the devil or from the shaitan. Okay. Now we are adding one more thing in there, which is Rajama, and we know that word because those people who go for Hajj or Umrah, I don't know if you do that in Umrah, but in Hajj you do, you go for Rajam. You go to Muzdalfa, from Muzdalfa you come back to Mina, and then you go 3 days or 3 times throwing these stones. That's called Rajam. So throwing the stone is called Rajam. And what is why are we doing? We are actually throwing the stone on the shaitan. Okay, so those pillars that we go and throw the stones, that is called the rajama. Rajama has multiple meanings. Rajama means to curse and also throw the stone. Okay, so from this word is noun is rajimun. Rajimun, always 2 dhammas at the end. And this is the wazn of Rahama, Rahim, Qadara, Qadir. Okay, so Rajim, Full word is rajimun. Okay, rajimun means the one who is cursed, the one who has been rejected. Okay, now put al before that. Okay, al will remove one pesh. Okay, then ra will kill the sound of lam and it will take its own sound twice. So it becomes ar-rajimu. Ar-rajimu. Okay. Now I want to introduce one more concept of the things here, which is called sifat. Sifat means quality or attribute. Okay. What is sifat? What is attribute? If a woman is beautiful or if a man is handsome, okay, so let's just write down for the purpose. We have a word, male word is hamidun. Hamidun. Full word is hamidun. Just a name, okay? And this person is very righteous person, very good person. So we will say he is salihun. Saleh person, neek person, good person. Okay. Hamidun salihun. If this is the name of a female, her name will not be Hamidun. Her name will be Hamidatun. When we stop, we say Hamidah. So when you stop, you say Hamid. What time is it?
Almost 9 o'clock.
Okay, we'll stop after this one. Okay. So Hamidun, always with the two pesh. When you stop, you say Hamid. Salihun, when you stop, you say Salih. Okay, but full words are these. But the feminine name is Hamida. When we stop, we say Hamida. But full name is Hamidatun. When you stop, this round ta is pronounced as Ha. Okay? If this woman is a righteous woman, what will you say? Salihatun. Okay?
That's also known.
No, but I'm saying that what is important thing here? You have to make sure feminine has the feminine sifat. This is sifat. This is the quality of this woman. This is the quality of the man. So the man is using the word which is this a masculine name. This is a feminine name. This is a feminine name, right? So the rule is that when you define the quality of a word,
This is a tamarbuta.
yeah, this is called round ta or tamarbuta. Okay, so when you define the quality of something, it has to follow the noun. Okay, so what was the word before that? Mina shaitani, shaitani, right? There was a zair on the last letter, right? This is the sifat of that shaitan. So you have to make this one zair also. It has to follow. Okay? Sifat has to follow the noun. Attribute has to follow the noun. And there are four. If a male, then it has to be male. If it's a feminine, masculine, it has to be masculine. If it has a zair on that one, it has to have a zair. If it has a pesh, it has to have a pesh on that one. If it was a zabar, it will be zabar. Okay? So sifat follows the noun. Very important. And we'll see this constantly repeating in there. Okay? So that's the reason if you look, when we say A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajimi, written is rajimi. When you stop, you say rajim. Okay, but if you look in the text, in the beginning of the some surahs, if they have A'udhu billahi minash shaitan, the rajim, you will see it will be rajimi. Written will be always full. When you reach to the end of the ayat, you say rajim. So inshallah we will continue tomorrow.